My life was a certain way, bro.
Yeah.
And I took off to go to Brazil. Since I came back from Brazil in 2016, my life never been the same, bro.
OluwaJBeats.
Yes, people, you're locked into the Money Ties podcast with your boy Clarence K, also known as CK Talks Money, and today we are blessed to have an amazing guest today, an athlete, a champion, a bronze medalist, but gold medalist in my eyes.
Word up.
Joshua Buatsi.
My bro, big up,
thank
man.
you for joining me, man.
Thanks for having me, man.
Yeah,
I'm
okay.
interested to hear what you have to say, what you have to ask. And again, I'll share some light on what I think and, just say what I can, what I have to say about what you asked me, really.
No, I appreciate you, bro, even getting you here. I know it's tough with training and everything, so I'm really appreciate having you here. So, bro, just tell us a bit about yourself. I've given everyone a brief overview, but just tell us who you are, what you do.
So, like you said, Joshua Buatsi is the name. I'll dig into how I met you, actually, bro.
Okay, yeah, let's do that.
So we went to the same uni, and I think we studied the same subject. That's how I met you.
Yeah.
A few of my boys at uni, a few of your boys at uni. We've got to know each other and everything. One thing I do remember that everyone says about me in uni, or you specifically said, is we saw you maybe in first year, but other than that, you was ghost. Like, you see me and you don't.
Ghost,
you feel me? So,
and if you saw Josh, he always had that big bag. Anyone that went St. Mary's knows about the bag. Listen,
you know, bro.
Josh had the bag everywhere he was. But
from them times, bro, I was trying to chase the dream that I had and something that I believed in, something that I was passionate about. So us lot met at uni. Not everyone that I've kept in touch with, we're not in touch with everyone, but the few that I keep in touch with, and you're one of the guys that I keep in touch with, you feel me? So over the years, it's just good to see what you're doing and what I'm doing. I touch base with you touch base with me. So now we're just doing it in front of the cameras. So it's nothing unusual, but it's just being filmed instead.
This is it. And that's why I feel like this episode's quite unique for me, because it's like, you're not a stranger.
Nah,
and I was saying to someone the other day that it's crazy that, like, I think it's actually when we were at Alexis the other day. Yeah. And I was thinking, we've actually all known each other for nearly 10 years now.
Yeah, just over 10 years.
Just over 10 years. So we just thank God for all of that. But yeah, bro, like,
let me answer why I did it, because that was the initial question.
I was just about to come back to that.
So so from uni times, prior to uni, I started boxing. And during uni times was when I got into the Olympic team. And then 2016 I went to the Olympic Games. I think that's the year you lot graduated.
Just graduated. Yeah.
But I missed out on that because that same year was when I took a year out of uni. I took
missed
a gap
out for
year.
a good reason, man.
I guess so, but you know what I mean? So I'm mad grateful that I came back with the medal, because I always say to people, all my lecturers at uni, I used to beg them for extensions, help me do this, do that. And when I got the medal, I said, guys, this is it.
This is my extenuating circumstance.
Yeah,
it's a medal.
That's exactly what it was called. Extenuating. What's the word?
Extenuating circumstance.
Extenuating circumstance.
Why don't you have your assignment?
I used to rinse that out, bro. So for me, I was like, this is the reason why. And they were like, Josh, well done, we're proud of you, X, Y, and Z. Nice. But yeah, so that was then. I was an amateur boxer in 2017. I turned professional. We're in 2022 now. I always say to people, I'm blessed to be in the position that I'm in. We can watch other people's race and life and compare and all of that, but I'm forever grateful for the situation and the position that I'm in. I sit here and I can say it to you, bro, I've had 16 professional fights. I've won all 16 of them. There's 5 governing bodies in my sport. I've got top 5 rankings in all of them. So I'm in a good position, and I'm always grateful for that. And you see me before all of that happened, you feel me? So I can sit here and talk to you, and you can understand a bit more than people that will watch this.
Coming from, exactly. And I guess for me, I didn't want to mention the undefeated part. I wanted you guys to go and look it up. But Josh said 16, and that's 16 and 0. Yeah. For those who are listening or watching on YouTube, Josh he's an expert in my opinion at what he does. I've seen Josh fight. I've gone to his fights. Man. I've watched him on TV. Yeah. And, bro, everything that you've done, you deserve. So,
big up, man.
Well done, bro. Thanks for that introduction as well, man. So, for anyone who's not heard of my page before or never heard of the podcast, so I said earlier, also known as CK Talks Money. I have a page on Instagram called CK Talks Money where I give out financial tips around buying property mainly and other things around finances. But the aim of our conversation today is to talk about people's relationship with money, where it comes from, and also how we can monetize the things that we love and our passion. So I guess the first question to jump into it for Josh is, how important is money to you, bro?
Money is important.
Okay.
I think from my walk of life, money is important because the way life is, you need it to help someone.
Got you.
Depending on the situation, you need it to help someone. You can be in a bad situation. For example, you may need food.
Right.
There and then, bro, there's no point in me telling you about the new burger at McDonald's. And I'm not advertising for them, but there's no point in me telling you about the new burger, what it tastes like, this, that, and that. You don't want to just hear about it. I need the funds to buy you that burger so that for that moment, you know,
help that person out.
You've eaten,
real.
you've had something to chop. Then you can tell me and we can talk about X, Y, and Z.
Yeah.
So I think there's things that everyone wants to do, which is great. The way life is, you need money to do it.
Yes.
It can be a vehicle to do certain things, good and bad. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So from the ideas that I have, yes, I need the finance to do it. So that's why I almost say from my walk of life, because someone might say, no, you don't need it, you can do this, that, and that's cool.
Yeah.
But I can only talk from my walk of
where
life.
you're coming from.
Yeah.
Cool. And I guess, you know, I'd even plan to ask you this, but so I guess let's say I didn't know you and I met you yesterday.
Yeah.
And we're talking about your walk of life. Where are you coming from, bro? What is your walk? What's your
So when my walk of life, I say is, I was born in Ghana, lived there till 2002, came over to England. Parents said, you're here to, you know, further your education, get a better opportunity in life. Cool. Started boxing, and it's like, yo, we brought you from Ghana to England for you to now say you want to do boxing. Doesn't make sense. You should have just stayed in Ghana. But you know,
combos there.
You know what I'm saying? Where they're like, bro, you're not here to do that.
Yeah.
But long story short, I was driven to show them that I can do boxing and keep up education and show people, most importantly, that a boxer can, yes, do well in the field, but also be educated enough.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes, yes.
Had a decent upbringing. Not going to say we were broke, this, that.
Yeah.
But I've seen poverty. I've seen people with no money. I go back to Ghana all the time. I go to the nice parts. I'm in the parts where people are really struggling and, you know, hustling daily. You see the hustling on the streets. Not to get deep, but you see the sun beating down on people and they're grinding and they're hustling. You see the aunties, the mums, the dads, the uncles. You see all of them out on the street. The sun beating on the skin, but everyone's hustling. You know, you have to. No one knows when their next meal is coming.
Yeah, for real. For real.
But I always say, man, I've always slept with a roof over my head.
Yeah.
Always had food to eat, so I could never sit here and say I've had a hard upbringing. No, I couldn't sit there and say that. My definition of hard may be different to others, but I don't think I've necessarily had a hard upbringing. Cool. My parents hustled; they're hustlers. Nice. The generation before us, you and I, they're hustlers, man.
Yeah.
We're the second, third generation. They went through the real hustle. They came to England where they suffered a lot so that you and I can live this life that we live. So from that angle, I don't think I've had a hard upbringing.
Yeah, you know what? I'm so glad you said that. Cause I was having a conversation with you. I said to someone that our parents' generation,
they suffered
when they came here, I called that what we used to call when we were in the lab, we used to talk about survival mode.
Yeah.
When we used to talk about survival mode. They really came here on a survival thing.
Yeah,
you know? So
man.
the way that even me myself being sat here saying, right, I want to, you know, take some time out of work and start my podcast and stuff. That's a choice that I can actually take. Whereas our parents, it was just work.
They never had that.
So would you say that your mentality of, because the first thing that came to mind when I said how important is money to you, you mentioned helping.
Yeah.
You know, so would you say that comes from seeing how they were?
Yeah.
Or was that more of a thing from back home?
For me, it's a bit of culture and also just seeing how they were. I seen my parents and close relatives help people.
Yeah.
So growing up, I'm seeing it.
Yeah.
If I get in a position where I think I can help someone or something, I'm down with it straight away. Yeah, and my thought on money or success, as I always say to people, is that for me, winning and making the money and keeping it all to myself, that's not success to me. For me, success is having that knock-on effect. You know,
the people.
Someone got to hit you up later on, years down the line, and say, "CK, I never told you this, bro, but one time I got into a madness. I needed this, that. This brother helped me out."
Wow.
The brother said not to tell anyone, but it's years down the line. I can say to you now, bro, I'm telling you, you know, keep it to yourself. But years ago, I needed a hand. This guy reached out. This lady reached out. I didn't know when I was next going to eat. This brother bought me food. It looked like I needed a start with a little business. This brother believed in me. He helped me out. Little stuff like that, you know. And the things I'm saying, yes, some of them are financial, or, you know, you can support, you can promote, you can believe in someone, all of that. But yeah, man, I think success is not, if you've got it and you say, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I don't care about that. Tell me that. Let me see the people that you've had that effect on. That's what success is to me.
No, that's real, bro.
Yeah, man.
And where you look at money in itself, you know, would you say that over the years, of course, coming from where you're coming from, where you are now, in fact, let's forget where you are now for a bit. Coming from where you're coming from, would you say that you have I'm just going to use the word good versus bad. Would you say you have a good relationship with money?
Yeah, I think growing up, my mum has always taught myself, you know, how to look after money, how to manage money.
So you had that slight,
my
education.
mum, Senna, save this, do that. My mum always been on to me about it. So growing up, it's always been in my head. My mum says, save for a rainy day. You don't know when that day's coming.
For real.
It could come. It may or it may not come. You know what I mean? And most importantly, bro, I'll tell you another thing that I believe in and that I live by religiously. The life that we see people live, some of it is true, some of it is not, bro.
Facts.
So for me, I'm not majorly influenced by how I see people living. So most important thing I can say to anyone about money is live within your means. If I got a tenner and it's got to last me for the week, you're not going to catch me at, I keep using all these fast food joints, but you're not going to catch me at a Burger King. You're going to find me in Morley's because I'm managing, because I know with Morley's a tenner.
You know what you have.
I don't know what the price is now in Morley's. It's changed from back in the days where you could go with £2. It's
not the same, boy.
You see what I'm saying? Where you could go with £2 and live life, but I'm going to manage where I'm going to be eating. I'm not going to be somewhere bougie and expensive if I don't have that kind of money. I'm going to live within my means. You know, maybe next month I might be up, then I'm up.
You can go
but this month, if I'm not, I'm going to manage. But for me, bro, I live, when the money's high, when it's low, I live in that. I maintain it. Yeah.
Cool.
You know what I mean? Everyone has ways in which they celebrate, they have fun and all of that, which is cool. But I try to live within my means, and I'm not going to be there to stretch myself money-wise just to enjoy or to look good for someone. I couldn't care less about it.
And why do you think you're able to do that? Because I would say that's probably one of the hardest things for, I was about to say young people, but for people in general in this day and age. I feel as if social media, you can scroll through Instagram you could be in one mood, scroll through Instagram for 5 minutes and feel as if you're meant to be in Dubai.
Yeah.
Feel as if you're supposed to have a G-Wagon.
In Dubai with the Arabs.
Dubai with the Arabs, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, so it's like, how do you control that? What do you do? Like, and I really want people to learn from this, because I know it's something that a lot of people do struggle with.
Yeah.
And that's what kind of links into people that say they struggle with discipline and feeling as if they're not where they should be in life. So what would you say to that, bro? I talk about living within the means, but I'm very caught up in staying in your lane. And knowing when it's your time. If you're living good and you've earned it, X, Y, and Z, it's your time. Cool. I'm not trying to say because you're doing it now, I've got to be doing it now. I see how people live and stuff like that, but that's them. I always believe that I'm an individual, I'm my own person. So we see all of that, but I just don't get caught up in it, bro, because everyone's got their life that they live. You know what I mean? And I don't.
there's expectations from society and people and stuff like that, but I don't. It's hard for me to give the answer because I'm very nonchalant about it. If I see man living good, I'll be like, I like that. That's dope. One day I'll get there. I might do that. Or if I see someone that's not living so good, I'm like, bro, I hope they get out of that and they get to a place where they want to get to. Yeah, man. But I'm not really caught up in it. I'm caught up in what I'm doing, so I'm focused on what I'm doing. And when it's time to have a good time, I'm having a very good time. Bro. When it's time to grind, I'm grinding. So I'm in my own timings and in my own different parts of stages in my life. So if someone looks like they're partying all year round, I'm like, right, you've done well to be able to do that. But for me,
you've got it like that.
Yeah, I need times where I can do that and times where I can grind and different stages. You feel me? So it's not.
No, definitely.
It's not a hard thing.
So like we've spoken quite a lot about your morals and where they come from and where you are, and this is amazing. But if you were to take some steps back, let's say, I don't know, you're 29 now.
Yeah.
If you were to go back to when you were, let's say 17, is there anything that you know now that you wish you knew sooner that would have helped your relationship with money even further, would you say? And it could be anything that you think, you know what, I know this now, but had I known that sooner.
Yeah, I got one. I think sometimes you need money to work for you. You know, there's for me, I think my parents always said money doesn't, it's not from the tree, bro. I saw a video today and it was someone chopping tree and the caption was, this is how people think, this is where people think the money comes from, something like that.
For real,
and it was just easy work. Money doesn't come like that. Yeah, so I think what I would say to myself years ago to now is that, you know, there's more than one way to make money.
Yeah. I
think and I shouldn't just concentrate on one way. What I'd say most importantly to myself back then, bro, a thought just dropped in my head, would be to invest in myself. I should have invested in myself back then till now. Only the last few years, because of what I do, I get massages. I pay for convenience, bro. One thing I never used to do back then because I didn't have the money to. But like now, it's something is going to be make things a lot easier for me and more convenience. I'm going to pay for it. No wahala. I don't need to think twice about it, bro.
I'd argue in your line of work, your body's your biggest asset.
Bro, I never used to do stuff like that.
You know,
I didn't know the massages. I didn't know they were that important. Getting checkups by the doctors because after a fight, I'm like, I feel great. Don't need to do anything. If I'm injured, I'm like, just rest, it'll go. Nah, bro. Right. Now, constantly check up. After the fight, if I don't feel great, cool, I'm going to still see my doctor the next week. Just to make sure everything's good.
Make sure you're all right.
So just investing in myself is something that I would have said to my younger self back then, which I do a lot in now. But it's just back then, I was like, there's no need for it. I didn't feel the need.
You was rolling with the punches.
Yeah, I didn't feel the need to do it. But right now, I would say definitely invest in yourself.
Invest in yourself more,
for sure. And whether that's via the massages and stuff that I've spoken about, but if it's someone that wants to do music, whether it's for music lessons, if you want to acting lessons, paying for extra this, extra that, watching things, just pay for it, man. And it will come back. You know what I mean? It will come back. Invest in yourself. Invest in yourself for sure, man.
No, I like that, man. No, I like that, bro. So let's jump a bit into, so we spoke about your financial journey. Let's jump a bit into finances within boxing in itself. Yep. So I don't know how accurate these figures are, but I did some research and apparently the boxing promoting industry as a whole is worth $438.6 million.
That's a lot.
So, bro, if I could even have 1% of that right now, bro, I beg.
That's a lot.
So it's like when it does come to boxing, people are aware that boxers make money. People know that they get paid for their fights, and you might read it online.
I got you, stop you there because you're right. That's the perception that people have. Looking at the top boxers that are making money, doesn't mean all the boxers are making money, and that's a perception that everyone has
through the news.
And you hear that someone's labeled themselves as a boxer, so you're assuming they're making that money,
big money. If
that was the case, then I'd advise you all viewers to become boxers.
Literally.
Because then you're gonna make
come
the same
take
money.
Classes, you know.
Do you know what I mean? But that's not the case. So I think the same with other sports and just everything in life.
Yeah.
I can't look at my man there because he kicks ball and think he's making a lot of money. It's not the same.
Yeah.
It's not the same thing. So I think that's a mistake that people make. So there's money in the sport, but it comes again from my understanding when you're at the top and when you're in the fights that people want to see.
Yes.
If people want to see you and my man Bob fight, and the public are demanding it, and finally you and Bob get in the ring and it's a shutdown and people are interested, you're going to make money. But if you're fighting to an extent people that are good but the public's not really with, you're not going to make as much money. Do you know what I mean?
So off the back of that, where does most of the income come from? Is it from viewers? Would you say it's from
I think from my understanding, at the biggest heights.
At the biggest heights.
From pay-per-views, because that's when the public are buying it.
Yeah.
And the numbers, if the numbers are crazy, you're going to make a lot of money from that.
Exactly. And when people, so I can nearly guarantee that you've had people come up to you, even as in a social space, and say, "Oh, Josh, like how much did you earn from that fight?" So when people ask you that, how do you deal with that? Because I'm fully aware that even as someone who's not a boxer and who works in the corporate world, I'm not always going to freely discuss what I earn.
Yeah.
So how do you handle that, especially someone who's actually in the public eye as well?
Nonchalant, bro. I'm going to laugh with you and be like, don't watch that.
Man said the giggle.
I'll just laugh.
Give them the giggle.
I'll be like, I made enough, or I made money, or I got paid well.
I made what the Lord wanted me to make.
Yeah, I'm happy with what I made.
In Bible.
But bro, the thing is, I think I'm very like private on certain things, and money and numbers is one where it's just between myself and whoever I made the deal with.
Why is that?
I don't. It's just a mindset that I've just had.
Okay.
I wish I could say, do you know what? It's from this, that. It's not. It's just a mindset that I've had, and I always say to my boy, if I'm up, I'm gonna remain the same. If I'm down, I'm gonna remain the same.
Regardless.
You know what I mean? But I wish I had the answer to tell you, bro. But I couldn't specify why. I think like that or where it came from.
Got you.
But I just don't talk numbers, you know.
So would you say it's a thing? Because one thing that I'm aware of is that, especially coming from an African background as well, you know, Ghana, Nigeria. We're not going to war, by the way, for those that are thinking, they're going to start talking about Ghana Jollof. I'm going to have to stop this podcast right here. But it's like, do you ever feel like, if people know how much I earn, they might start to treat me differently or ask me for things more
favors and stuff like that.
You know what I'm saying?
I think with that, I move the same. So if I'm down and there's not money, but I can help you, I'm gonna find a way and we'll get it done.
Yeah.
And that's between me and you.
Right.
We patent something cool. Don't talk about it. We move on. Cool. If I'm up and I can help you something, we sort it out. We move on. We don't talk about it. People ask and this and that and that, but then you gotta now start thinking, is this genuine or is it not genuine? It comes with problems and you face scenarios and stuff like that, you know what I mean? But I think everyone has that, bro. Everyone has that, and you gotta start trusting your instincts and discerning whether this is genuine or whether it's not genuine.
It's true. It could even be something like, I'm not even gonna say what the figure was, but even in looking up Josh online, there's numbers that come up for you that say Josh earns this much. So where we're even talking about, you might not even have met someone. They'll see you up on the road and they'll say, on Google it says that he's worth this.
But I'll tell you a story. My aunt was, she was like, when I used to live with my aunt, she said she was at work and people were talking about boxing, and she works in the city, and they were like, they were saying, this boxer earns this guy earns that, Buatsi earns that. And my aunt never told them, like, Buatsi, I live with him, he's my guy. She just kept quiet, she was just listening. And when they said the number I earned, she was like, right, Ted, is that how much he's earning? So she came over and she was laughing. She was like, Josh, this is what's been said that you earn at my work. But she was saying, not to say that, I know you don't earn anywhere near it, but she was like, you live a normal life like anyone. So she was like, it's mad the perception people have of boxers, and your name just came up and they're like, even he's getting this, he's getting that. I had a close family member come up to me and was able to tell me my own numbers. I said, how did you do this maths? Because this figure is way off. How did you come and say this is the numbers? How can you come and tell me that? I know the numbers, but you don't know the numbers. So they're doing the calculations based on what they're reading, based on what they think, X, Y, and Z. And I'm like, it's wrong. That's not it.
And would you say those sort of conversations, or even those instances, have had any impact on how you view money in itself, or have any impact on your conversations with people with money? Because you might turn around and say, you know what, I might as well. Well, one person might say, I might as well just agree with what these lot are saying, because because they already believe it. The fact they've come to you, they already believe that this is what Josh is earning. So it's like, does that in any way alter how you would communicate things, or would you say you just keep that nonchalant?
Everything is nonchalant and the same.
Got you.
I ask close family members, am I the same guy post whatever you think till now? They're like, yeah, everything's the same. You're cool. And I like to check in with close family members that know me very well. Because ones that I know that will say, yeah, but you start doing this, that, and we see it, we don't agree with it, but we see you, bro. Those ones that will come out and blatantly say it, don't care, they'll say it. Exactly. I ask them and they're like, nah, like you remain the same. Just get on with life like anyone else. You know what I mean? But there's people that will come up and question, and bro, just again nonchalant about a lot of things. If you're saying something that's not true, it's gone in through this year, it's come out, now my head is somewhere else while you're talking to me. So I don't entertain it, bro.
Yeah. So it's not like a necessary long conversation. It's just like a brush off. Yeah, whatever, man.
Carry on with life. Yeah, man.
So within your career, let's say, let's say from the day that you went pro till today, did you have anyone that guided you in terms of the financial side of boxing, your fights? Would you say you had someone that was able to guide you and say, right, Josh, this is how this works, these are the things that you should think about? Or did you kind of had to learn that by yourself, would you say?
I think it's a bit of both. From research, I was like, right, okay, athletes do this, that. They need this, that. This guy does this for them. That guy advises them in this, that. And I said, okay, cool. I have a vague understanding, but I had a team around me that explained things to me. But when I met whoever they wanted me to meet, I had more questions for them.
Of course.
So I'm not really like, yo, this is CK, he does this, work with him. I'll be like, okay, CK, cool. So they said you do 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, cool. So can you answer me how this happens? Why does that need to happen? What should I do? If I were to do it, then what? And this and that. I'm asking you bare questions, bro.
And this is so you have an understanding as well.
So that I know. You don't need to call my phone and say, what's going on, bro? CK, I need you to move X amount to that account. Bye. I'm going to ask you why, who, when, time, who says that.
We'll write a dissertation on this conversation.
I'll ask Google, do I need to move X amount to this, that, to do this, that? If Google says no, I'll be like, CK, please.
My brother, what's going on?
On the laptop and see what it says. You feel me? So I'm asking 100 questions, bro. But that's me in life, though. People that watching that may know me, bro. I be asking questions.
Josh is hella inquisitive, boy.
I will drain you with questions, bro. So you can imagine when it comes to that, man. I'm gonna ask the guy a lot of questions before I make the move, because I want to make sure that it is the right thing. You're not just gonna call me and say do this and expect it. Doesn't work like that.
Just to roll over and do.
Doesn't work like that. Explain why. Show the evidence. Let me understand it. Most importantly, then we can roll with it.
So by the sounds of it, you're heavily involved in things. Not that you're the person that's tapping and doing everything, but you are fully aware.
I am though.
Yeah. Or you do everything yourself.
I am. If something needs to be moved to some, if money needs to be moved to somewhere or this, that. There's no guy somewhere controlling my accounts. I'll be the guy doing it.
Would you say that would be the same regardless? So if you became the Mayweather of UK
with
boxing,
that money,
with that level of money, would you still hold the same? Or would you say that you'll be able to, let's say, you know what, I have this trusty person, I'll let them handle it.
You might have a trusty person, but they'll still run through the numbers with you and say, this is what's going to happen. This is why it's going to happen. Do you think it should happen? Are you okay with it to happen? They got to come and see you and run through some stuff with you before it's done. Okay. You don't want to wake up, refresh your app online, and you're like, whoa, where's that money gone?
Where's that 100 bags?
where is it gone? Now you're panicking. If you know it was done and you know it's no 419 thing, and you can, your people them that do that too. You feel me?
The way I saw that coming, I should have just blocked it. That the behind the boxer, I should have just blocked it.
You agreed with it, so I said cool. But nah, you feel me? Like you can, if you know what's going on, you understand it, so you can say, all right, cool, I get it. Let's move. Let's move, man.
Nah, cool. That makes sense. And so, from that first day you went pro till today, is there anything that you've learned, let's say a bit more recently in the last few years, that maybe you didn't know at the start that you wish you had a bit more knowledge on? Because by the sounds of it, you've been asking questions from the jump.
Yeah.
But is there anything that you thought, you know what, I wish that thing there, I wish I understood it a little bit more? That could be boxing related, it could be your own finances related, anything like
that. Bro, to an extent, as dumb as it sounds, it's probably I should have asked way more questions. Okay. As much as that, as much as I do ask way more questions, understand things a lot better, man. Because life is fast paced sometimes.
Okay.
But you want to really understand things before you do it. And also, back then till now, I haven't been bitten, but man, people lie to you. People present themselves in a certain way because money's involved. But you just got to be alert. And don't let someone tell you this offer's only here till the weekend, mate. If you don't sign it or if you don't do this, it's gone.
Bro, I don't even want to get personal like that, but
it's
did that happen?
That happens all the time.
You know why I'm saying it? Because have you seen King Richard?
Nah.
The Serena Williams movie.
Oh yeah. Sorry, I have. I've seen it twice.
And when the guy from Nike, I think, was like, "Is it like that?"
Yeah, and the dad was like, "No, we don't want it." Or
no
I think
way.
It
was even the girl.
She said, "No." Yeah, exactly. Do you know what I mean? But it happens. They're like, "It's here this weekend, but by next week it won't be here." So you're sweating, thinking, "Damn, it's here this weekend." Friday, Saturday, Sunday, by Monday, and you just have to think deep it. And you clock, that's not how it works, man. It's all a lie, bro. But again, I'm talking from my life of what.
Of course.
Someone else might say, no, but see, this happened to me. And the next week I signed it, it was too late. I didn't get the same money. And I could say, I'm sorry to hear that. But I can just talk from my experiences. Yeah. People have come with that. Now, when they do it, it's a laughing situation because I've heard it so many times.
Yeah, no,
so you're lying by telling me that by next week it will be gone. It's a lie.
Is that like a pressuring for you to sign now? Is it like we want him to sign now?
I'll sign at the 11th hour, bro.
I hear you.
Again, my walk of life, I'm not telling people sign at the 11th hour, but for me, I have to deep it and understand it. Let me sleep. I'll wake up. I'll think of the worst thing. I'll think of the best thing. I'll go around and round and round.
You might even confide in a
very, very close person. And then I'll pray.
Yes.
Most importantly, I'll pray and then I'll make a move. I'll make a move.
And I think what I'm really liking from a lot of things you're saying is that you're actually involved. Because I've worked within like wealth management firms, private banking firms, and there's people out there who they're involved in their finances, but there's someone else that takes it on for them. You know, there's maybe the admin side, or if they're investing, they might make the investment on their behalf based on something that they've said before. But what I'm finding now is with you is that you're actually really involved in what you're doing.
I am. There's things that are investments where you let the guys that are professionals, that is their area, they handle
that.
But if you're saying to me this bank account is under your name and this is where your money goes in, or this is your money of pot, who's paying who for the work that they're doing for you, I control that.
Got you.
It should be like that. You should know what's going on in your business. It's your business at the end of the day, bro. You feel me?
So just on the boxing side again, probably the last two questions on boxing. So what would you say your biggest investment has been in yourself? As an athlete, what do you think you spent the most money on?
Going to the States, bro.
Got you.
That's a big investment. I don't live out there. I'm not from out there.
He basically lives out there.
believe.
This guy,
Trust me,
is there.
trust me. But it's the biggest investment because again, I believe I'm with the right team,
Got you.
learning the right things.
So you're going to where you believe you're going to be able to nurture your skill best.
I gotta pay to be there.
Got you.
When the culture in the States is different because you have to pay people to come and spar you. In England, I might hit you up and say, bro, I need some rounds today. See you today and Wednesday. Give me some rounds. After we spud, we shake hands. When you need a favor, you say, Buatsi, I need some rounds. I'll be like, cool, I'll be there.
Yeah.
No wahala. Easy and over with. In the States now, I'm calling you to come get me some work. You're like, okay, bro, how much is it? How much are we getting per round, per week? Is food covered? Is travel covered? I'm like, bro, this is a mad...
Why do you think there's that difference in culture though?
Bro, I'm not sure why, but that's something that I had to find out when I got there, and it was a big shock.
Yeah.
But then, if I'm paying for you to spar me, I've locked you in for 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
There's nowhere for you to go.
It's just
I'm paying you. I'm paying you.
Yeah.
So you're gonna give me that work, and if the work is not good, I'm gonna say to you, bro, like I'm paying X amount. You're not giving me the work. You have to keep it moving, or show up when it's time. Like, give me the good work. You know what I mean? So the States for me, it was a massive, massive thing, and also just paying for legal advice.
Of course.
I can read, I can write, but when it comes to legal stuff, the things you're reading, you need someone that studied it to understand it, bro. I can understand.
You can't do everything.
Honestly,
you
bro,
can't understand.
Honestly, the thing is, you might read a contract that says, for this fight, you're making £10.
Yeah.
Cool. The small prints that you forgot to read is they'll say, well, if you win this fight, you're going to get the £10, but we're going to extend it so that you need to have 3 more fights. Okay. Or if you lose this fight, actually, that £10 is now going to become £5. There's little things that you read further on in the papers.
The detail.
Yeah.
The detail.
And you only you went to the bit where it said numbers and you just saw the £10 and you signed it. Yeah. But your lawyer's going to say, Buatsi, sit down. This is what it actually means. If it goes well, you might get the £10, but you got to pay for this, that. Yeah. If it doesn't go well, you're not going to get this and X, Y, and Z. So I think legal advice is something that the more the career is going on, the more I'm like, wow, I need someone that's going to break this down and tell me what it's about.
Break down all the confusing and long words and stuff. Yeah, okay, cool. So in terms of, as a boxer, you're a boxer, you're an athlete, would you say you are doing what you love for a living? Yeah. You're doing what you love for a living?
Yeah. Cool. The first day in the gym, one of my closest guys to me, who's still close to me now, said, Buatsi, you're good at this, stick at it so that it's not like work. You get paid to do what you enjoy. So I enjoy boxing, I enjoy my sport. Don't get me wrong, the training is hard, all of that stuff, but I enjoy it. Of course. The occasion, being in your kit, the pressure that comes with it, getting in the ring, fighting.
On that getting in the ring one, when you're walking from the top to the ring like Stone Cold Steve Austin, and you're playing Black Sharif.
Trust me.
What's that song? Quaky the Traveller is what you played last time.
Big tune, bro.
So when you're playing that stuff and you're walking down, what's going through your mind, bro? Because I know when I'm at home and I'm watching you, I'm just like, come on, Josh.
But you know what? So that song was chosen because in camp, when I was in camp earlier in the year, that's when it came out. Yeah. But I liked it a lot. Yeah. So it was on repeat a lot. Okay. So I'm training, I'm hearing it. Yeah. I'm running, I'm hearing it. So
it was always in your subconsciously.
When I'm walking to the ring, bro, I need to hear it to remind me of the months of work I put in.
Got you.
And it's a sick tune. He's talking about.
It's a banger.
He says he's a traveller. I've been travelling. He says he's a hustler. I've been hustling out there.
Hey,
I've been hustling out there. You feel me? So
hey, Black Sharif, if you're watching this, this is your guy. You know.
Trust me. And the most important message in the tune, though, he says, of course, I wouldn't swear, but he says, of course, he messed up. Yeah. He says, who hasn't messed up? Hands in the air. No hands, bro. No one could ever sit here and say they've never messed up, that they've never done nothing. No one can do that, bro. And that's the way life is. Everyone messed up.
No, that's facts,
I could never sit here and come across that I've never messed up or make the wrong moves or done things that I regret. You feel me? So when I was hearing that and I heard that, I said, yep, no hands. No one could ever put their hand up and say they've never fallen short.
No one's perfect, bro, and that's what I appreciate about those even those lyrics, but people who recognize that, you know what, I've done my fair share.
Yeah.
You can learn from my mistakes, but I'm never gonna cast you out because you made a mistake.
Yeah,
you know?
No one perfect.
It's deeper than that, so I can really respect that.
No
and
one perfect.
on the point of me asking you if you're doing what you love, I know you love boxing. You know what's funny? Yeah, I have a video of the day that we were at the Alexis the other day, and when you were watching the boxing, Dylan White and
Pulev.
Pulev.
It wasn't Dylan White. Chisora
Pulev. Chisora Pulev.
Yeah,
and
man.
I was thinking, so hold on. There's music playing. There's jollof rice everywhere. Of course, it was Ghana jollof, so no one was really gassed like that. It wasn't.
You're lying. I see you with that big plate you had. Yeah, a minute. I see you, bro.
Oh, no face, no case. They didn't see me, but it's like you were in the middle of a place around, let's say 30, 40 odd people. Yeah. And you're watching boxing, bro.
No, but it wasn't just me though.
No, and this is what I'm coming at, because it just goes to show to me how sometimes when you love something, it's contagious. Yeah. Because you and Sam started watching it in the Highly.
Yeah.
And then the video that I have on my phone, which when this goes on YouTube, I might even put the snippet in the corner. There's a congregation of people watching this fight.
Not because of me though. They're watching the boxing.
Yeah. But this is the thing. I genuinely felt like you led it there. It wasn't on before you put it on.
But I said there's gonna be boxing on tonight at this time. I'd like to watch it. Sam was like, my man, I'm down. So Sam and I sat down. And not to take credit because I wasn't the one fighting, but you're right. In the midst of everything, if there's a chance for me to watch a live event of boxing, which I do love, I'm gonna do it. And I'll tell you straight, I can be in the best settings with the best things happening. Yeah. But if my alarm goes off and it says, "Oh, there's training," I'm gonna put on my running trainers and I'm gonna run back home, or I'm gonna say, "Guys, this is nice. I'd love to chill here, but spud everyone. I'm gonna move."
Discipline.
Yeah,
that's
literally what it is. It's time for me to whether it's go home to sleep, to wake up to train, or
to go and train.
Yeah. So no matter how good wherever I'm at, I can log out straight away and say, "Yep, I'm out."
Do what you have to do.
Yeah, man.
So in that respect, now you're doing what you love. At what point in your journey did you realize this might even be before you went pro officially? But at what point did you realize I can actually make money from this? At what point did that click, when it was like, this is no longer just me throwing fists, I can actually turn this into my income? When would you say that landed for you?
I think the only time that I believed, do you know what, I must have something about me and fighting, was when I got to the Olympic Games. And someone might say, well, that's a lie because I was boxing for 8 years before I got there. But for me, in the amateurs, the Olympic Games was the highest point you could reach. Yeah. So until I got there, then I was like, okay.
How did that feel as well?
It's just, again, I
think that's like you can't even put in words, boy. It's just like you're just like raw.
Yeah, when I deep it, I always tell people this, bro. My life never been the same. The moment I took off, my life was a certain way, bro. Yeah. And I took off to go to Brazil. Since I came back from Brazil in 2016, my life never been the same, bro. Damn. Honestly, bro. So I lived a certain way before it took off. It's been different. So it wasn't till there where I beat some of the guys that I did in the world that I was if you're beating these guys who are the best in the world,
I've got something here.
I must have something here. Yeah. You know, so it wasn't till then. And when did I think it could make money? Well, when I turned professional, that's when it's professional boxing. You get paid to fight, prize fighting. So that's when I said, okay, I can make money from this.
And would you say you making money from boxing has in any way changed how you view boxing as a sport, or the love you have for it? Or is it all the same, would you say?
It's taken, now I'm more deep in, more time, more dedication, more hours.
It's more on the line as well.
More on the line.
You know?
And I'm not in my 20s, or I'm still in my 20s, but I'm not 19, early 20s like it's the other side. And it's different now, and there's a lot at stake whenever you fight. The more I'm gaining, the more it's at stake.
Got you.
But it's a journey that I focus a lot on the destination, but I'm always told to enjoy the journey too. So I'm just trying to every day take it with it when I'm in camp.
Yes.
Appreciate what's going on and to make the most of it.
Yeah. No, that makes sense, man. And if you weren't a boxer, if you weren't Joshua Buatsi, Olympic medalist, 16-0. I feel like who's that guy in wrestling, Jim Ross? I feel like I'm announcing you in the ring or like announcing a guest pastor. But what would you be doing instead?
If I didn't box, I'd be a pilot.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm obsessed with the whole flying thing, and if I'm at an airport, I'm watching, I'm like, oh, that plane, don't know what it's about it, but I think being a captain and being able to fly a plane, it's amazing, bro. All the buttons that they got, they can figure it out. The takeoff, the landing, everything. But I'm still the same guy that if I'm in the plane and there's a little movement and they're like, fasten your seatbelts, I'm panicking. I'm like, what's going on? You start saying your final prayers because you don't know if this is your last
start
journey.
Giving your life to Christ again,
Start repenting on the flight. All of that stuff, you feel me? So, yeah, as much as I like the flying and I think about it, when I'm in the plane, I don't really enjoy the journey. But yeah, if I didn't box, that's something that I've always wanted to be. Yeah. If you ask me when I'm little, what do you want to be? I'll be like, I'll be a pilot. Yeah, all the time.
That makes perfect sense, bro. Because it's like, the thing is, I always figured that cool. Let's take athletes.
Yeah.
A lot of young people have wanted to be an athlete of some sort, whether that's boxing, basketball, football, whatever. And when I speak to people who didn't make it to the elite level, let's call it that, it's always interesting, I find, what they end up doing. And it just goes to show that some people can actually have more than one passion. Yeah. You know, you can be passionate about boxing, but even the fact that you're saying you'll be in an airport and you're literally just in awe of a plane taking 100. Off, that's something that's completely outside of boxing.
Yeah, 100.
You know, so would you say that dream is too late? Would you still one day?
Nah, it's never too late. You know? Boxing's not till I'm 40, 50, 60.
Got you.
Boxing the next few years and that's it. So that dream and passion is still there.
That's it.
Whenever I'm at the airport, bro, I'm telling you, I'm watching and I'm thinking the plane. Even when I'm walking in my day-to-day life and I look up there, I'm thinking, right, like someone put that in the air and they're flying and there's people in there. And I'm thinking, where are they traveling to? I'm stuck in England. Get me out of here. Then you fly out, bro. Yeah.
Oh man, nah, that's sick, man. So, I guess my final question for you in regards to all of this, and you know, we've talked about your relationship with money, we've talked about your career and how you view money, we've talked about how you monetize what you do is depending on your fights and stuff as well. Of course, you might have in fact, what's your views on like sponsorships, endorsements? Do you discuss those, or
you do? And they come up as well.
Yeah,
and they're very important because that's how you still get paid without fighting.
Yeah.
The money we get is when we fight.
Yeah.
When you have sponsors and endorsements, they come, yes, when you fight, but they're also coming in depending on what setup you've got when you're not fighting. Okay. So they are the should I say, easiest to get because it's like I didn't have to take a punch for that.
Yeah.
And you still got it. Yeah, man. So they're very important, bro. Yeah, they're important.
So would you say that, I'm sure you have like a team that might, you know, pitch things to you or they pitch it to your team and then they come and tell you or whatever. But it's like, how selective are you with who you work with? You know, if I said you're a professional boxer, my company's called CK Rum. We do alcohol straight from Lagos. I've come to your table. I've said, bro, the deal that I'm going to give you with this,
it's crazy.
You're never going to have to box again. Yeah. You can tell, who is it, Eddie and them lot. Don't even shout me, like, I'm good. What would your view be on that?
Then that's when the individual, the athlete just has to question themselves. Like, because if you're sponsored by them, you're pretty much promoting it.
Exactly.
Or it depends what you have to do. But if it's for me to promote alcohol, truth is I don't really even drink. So
yeah, that's true.
I couldn't say, oh yeah, go and buy this and drink this drink.
It's not genuine to who you are.
Yeah, it's not part of it. But if you're like, these trainers will help protect your knees when you're running, they're good for you, do this, do that.
Then it makes
sense. I'll be like, cool, get these trainers, So I try not to tie myself up with brands that we haven't got the same aim and goals.
Yes,
Yeah.
That's key.
That's
Like,
it, yeah.
that's a very
That's
good
it.
point. I'm glad you said that.
Yeah, bro.
So, last and final question, bro. I am 14 years old. I want to be a boxer one day. I've been training. I go to the gym. What advice would you give me? Both from a financial side and from a career perspective.
Career side, I'll say stay consistent.
Okay. Yeah.
That's the only way I've known to...
As in training consistently?
Training. That's
okay.
the only way I've known to get to wherever I'm at.
Got you.
I only got to wherever I'm at via being consistent.
Yeah.
Good days I'm in the gym, bad days I'm in the gym. Days that I want to train, I'm in the gym. Days that I don't want to train, I'm in the gym. So it's consistent.
Yeah.
There were summers where people were out playing, having fun.
Yeah.
And all I knew was I was in a hot gym. It was hot, but I was still in that gym, going to tournaments. And I did that year after year after year after year, going to the Olympic team, traveling around the world for months and months and months and years, and then turning professional and then still doing what I'm doing. So remaining consistent. And from a financial point of view, like I said, it would be to invest in yourself. Yes. The little money that I had for lunch was what I can put together, save, and then pay my subs at boxing to say my monthly fee. This is it. Yeah. And the little money I started to make when I was like 20, 19, 18, I always used to put a larger percentage aside. Yeah. Put it aside. Just in case. You don't know what's going to happen. Yeah. Then as life went on and life goes on, if you want to buy a house, you might say, oh, I've been putting some money together down for years. Let me tap into it. Or if a rainy day comes, you can say, oh, I've been saving that money from when I was a bit younger. Let me tap into it. You know what I mean? So save for a rainy day, invest in yourself, like I said, bro, most importantly. And in terms of the boxing, remain consistent. Consistency, from my experience, will get you to where you want to get to.
No, that's real. Bro, I appreciate you so much. Appreciate everything you said.
Thank you for having me, man.
Listen, where can we find you, man? Apart from in the boxing gym, where can we find you online?
Instagram, Joshua Buatsi, Twitter, Joshua Buatsi. They're the only two socials that I've got. Any other accounts is fake. I got told the other day I'm on Facebook. Bro, I ain't been on Facebook for years, man.
People are trying to copy the boy.
Yeah, man. Just find me on that. Follow the journey. And like I said, remain consistent in whatever you do. It doesn't have to be boxing only. Whatever it is that you're doing, remain consistent. Do it every day, frequent. Be obsessed about it. And surely you get to the top, man. Nice.
And anything we should watch out for? Anything coming up that you want to let us know about?
Yeah, I should be fighting before the end of the year.
Nice.
If it's the world title fight, we'll be happy. If it's not, we'll still take the fight, but the world title shot is coming soon. So keep following, keep supporting, but most importantly, remember me in your prayers. Back to that tune we spoke about earlier on. He also said, remember, whenever you think of him and his name, remember him in your prayers. You feel me? So
anyone who didn't know who Black Sharif was before today,
I'm
sure you're plugged in now. But I don't know who his management are, but you need to drop the boys some change. But guys, thank you so much for listening. You've been locked into the Money Ties podcast with Clarence K, also known as CK Talks Money, and my brother Joshua Buatsi.
Enough for that, bro. Thank you.
Stay locked in. Look out for more content. Peace.
Big up.